moment when he finishes, Adele, and we look forward to seeing you jumping in the water to meet him. Thank you very much indeed. Now, you may wonder where Tom's gone. Well, we sent him on a very special mission. Let's cross over to him now. You may wonder what this is and where Tom is. Well, he can reveal all. Captain Tom, over to you.
Well, thanks, Sally. Yes, this is Liz Seward. This is a Mars rover prototype. Not on the red planet, but nice to get a red carpet at least to make it feel like it might be. Liz, this is an amazing bit of kit. Tell us where it's when it's going up to Mars and why.
This is a prototype of the ExoMars rover, and it will launch summer of 2020 and land in the spring of 2021.
Okay, it's moving pretty slowly right now. This is its top speed, correct?
This is top speed. It will move at 2 centimetres a second. Its aim is to find life on Mars, be it past or present. It's got a drill to drill under the surface away from the sun's radiation. Lots of instruments on board to test those samples. And it will be able to drive itself, which is its unique skill. Okay,
and the stuff it's picking up and taking samples of on Mars is geared towards what? One day us being there?
Yes, it's part of a big plan called the Global Exploration Roadmap. We've got robotic missions going to the Moon and Mars, and the plan is to do humans to the Moon next and then Mars after that in 2030. But what's really exciting is that this week we'll be sending part of the Orion spacecraft to America, which is the European contribution to people going to the Moon in the next few years.
Yeah, and speaking of European contribution, there is a Mars rover up on Mars right now. It's an American one, you were saying to me, but this will be the first one that we're involved in the UK.
Yes, this is the very first European Mars rover, and we're starting to build the one that will actually fly to Mars in our clean room in Stevenage at the minute.
Wow, okay, so it goes up. What sort of timeline are you thinking in terms of actually sending humans to Mars? And maybe even, in your head, are you thinking it's possible that one day we could actually colonise Mars?
Definitely think we can explore Mars. Colonisation is going to be tricky. It's a very harsh environment. But the plan at the minute is the next decade or two is to work out how people can live in space and use the Moon as a test ground. And then sometime after 2030, we will have people exploring the red planet.
That is amazing. So this is, yeah, as we said, it's moving pretty slowly. You were telling me some interesting stuff about the wheels. It's making quite a bit of noise because...
Because the wheels have to be metal. We can't take rubber wheels to Mars. We're looking for signs of life, so we can't take anything organic. And also, if you got a puncture, who would fix it? So we've got these beautiful flexible metal ones instead.
In terms of what we already know, the rover that's up there now, the American one that's been sending back stuff that it's been analysing, what do we already know about Mars?
We know quite a lot about Mars. We've discovered that there is water ice, so that humans would be able to live there and to mine it. We've found methane in the atmosphere, so they're sending an awful lot of data back. But you can consider that the ones there already are the chemist and the geologist, and this one will be the biologist.
Now, we were lucky enough to have this as well because we're kind of linking it to season 2 of a sort of show that is about going to Mars. Tell us how you guys have been involved in that.
I've actually had a sneak preview of episode 4 of the second series, and it's really good. It's looking at what happens when you send commercial companies to Mars, and what's the difference between exploring for science and trying to make a profit.
Do you think that potentially, if things go to plan, is the future of that space exploration, privatisation against whatever else?
I think so. Going into space is quite expensive, so it's a huge international endeavour. So first of all, you need all the governments of the world to come together, which is what we're doing right now. But eventually, somebody has to pay for it, and you have to find a reason to be out there. And there are resources that you can find on asteroids and on Mars and the Moon that you can't get on Earth. So there is something that's of use to the planet there, and you'll have to find a way to get it.
One of the amazing things that I was reading about this is that once it's up there on the surface of Mars and it's doing its analysing, it takes between 4 and 20 minutes to send the results back to Earth,
yes,
which seems unbelievable.
Yep, it depends where in the orbits the Earth and Mars is as to how long that radio signal takes, but it could be 20 minutes each way. So this rover actually can drive itself. It's got a really clever processing system. It takes images from the cameras that maps the ground in front of it and plots a safe path, so it knows where the big rocks are, where it might fall over and fall down a canyon. So it'll drive 100 metres a day all by itself.
Wow, I've got to ask Liz, how much does one of these cost?
That's a very good question. The European Space Agency mission is underway, and at the minute it's about €1 billion.
Wow, and obviously it's not coming back, right?
No, this one won't come back, and the ones that are there at the minute, they will stay there. But the cost includes not just the building of the rover, but the whole development timeframe and operating it and launching it. So it's not just for a year or two. We're talking sort of 20 years.